Hello, this is Divulge, and I'm going to draw cocoa, a hot chocolate drink. I really like hot chocolate. I have several variations. I have several variations at home. Double chocolate, chocolate mocha. I just love hot chocolate. Not as much as coffee, but I like chocolate in my coffee, like mocha. Anyway, I'm drawing hot chocolate. I'm playing with Lucas C. Pretty good. Play with him. And now I'm drawing the table that the cup of hot chocolate will be sitting on. I recently, well, actually, never mind. Sorry about that. Right now this is the shadow of the cup because the light is coming from the left. And the picture that I'm looking at isn't really orange in the background, but I think I prefer the orange. Maybe I'll add some more red back, not red, brown back here, just to break it up and make it look more natural, like an actual photograph where the background might be blurry, and then all the focus is on the foreground where the hot chocolate is. And of course this is a table, so I should add some texture to it. Doing that with yellow. And I'm going to overlap the shadow and then overlap it again so that the shadow isn't too perfectly oval. It will appear somewhat scratchy, which is more realistic. Here's the original table color. I really miss orange. It's been too long since I've done something extremely orange. And this is what I mentioned with breaking up the shadow. Okay. And the cup will be red. This. Fill this in. I'm not going to bother filling in the distant side of the cup because that will be covered by delicious foam. However, the foam isn't going to be quite that high, so I'm going to make this cup taller, make it a bigger cup. Then the handle coming out this way. One of my friends posted a picture of, I think, some type of music album, and he said, Luba, I didn't know you were an 80s glam rocker. Apparently, there was an 80s glam rocker who was also called Luba. I didn't know that either. I was not even conceived in the 80s. That was amusing. For me. It might not make as much sense now that I'm retelling the story. Adding more shading. This red will be the darkest red. So I need to rely on it to cover a massive amount of the cup. Also, because Lucas C doesn't know what this is, I'm going to add brown in here so that if he wants to guess cocoa, maybe he can figure it out. Brown. I don't want to waste his time. It's just the polite way to play, I think. I think a little bit of politeness is good. I'm referring to society in general at this point. But I know that a lot of people overdo it with false politeness. These useless, fake acts of kindness. Like opening a door when someone isn't carrying a bunch of stuff. That just slows down the whole process of getting from place to place. What's the point? Being nice would be, oh, I see you're carrying a bunch of crap. Perhaps I should open the door because you're carrying this crap. That would make far more sense. But I think draw something etiquette involves trying to get your point across before getting into all the details, if it's possible. It's not always possible. I've been trying to get some finger rings, the light up finger rings, and giant goggles for two of my skydiving friends. And Displaying Costume doesn't have them. It's so weird. I've gone over there twice, and it seems like they have a low stock at the moment. That is probably my favorite store of all time, because usually they do have a lot in stock, and I get regular. Well, for most people it would be costume clothes. For me, it's normal clothes. And goggles, I wear goggles on my head just for fun. I am kind of a cyber goth, so goggles on the head. And it fits the skydiving. I wear the costume goggles when I skydive. They're these giant bug-eyed goggles. UV400 too, and lightweight. I have two pairs. One pair is covered in glitter, and the other pair is not. I use the pair that isn't covered in glitter for skydiving. And more detail on the cup. Now I really want hot chocolate. But of course I'm busy doing this instead of getting up and making hot chocolate. I always put the powder on top of milk and then microwave it so that when I mix it, it's really thick and foamy without actually using an espresso machine. That's my special hot chocolate technique. Maybe it's not quite so special. I don't know. I don't really ask others about their hot chocolate techniques. Do you have a special method for making hot chocolate? Or something similar like tea or instant coffee? Let me know if you do. How does it work for you? Was it good for you? And the edge continues along the rim of the cup. I'm going to continue this highlight. And I also need to start highlighting the handle. I remember I took a pottery class years ago when I was a teenager, or maybe even before that. Maybe I was 12. And I made all these tiny pots. I don't know why I was on this tiny thing binge, but I was just throwing all these tiny pots. By throwing, I mean using the pottery wheel. It's called throwing the pot. That was just random, but the handles reminded me of it because I like putting little handles on things. Little pots with little handles. I guess I'm little, maybe that's why. But then again, I was a kid then. I was pretty normal, whereas now I am the same height as I was when I was 12. It's not exactly normal. But I am female, and women typically don't grow a year past menarche, so now I am rambling. Handle to add a lot of extra lighting. Not extra lighting, extra highlights to make it more realistic. Probably have this up here. And cut. And on this other side, I think I'll make this thicker and then add the really bright red. This looks like a ceramic mug. So it will be somewhat shiny, but it needs to be more gradual. It won't look like something that's metallic. It has softer shading to it. But I'm not using the pointillism technique because that would make it too soft. It still needs to have shine. At the salon that I work at, we're getting this new product line for curls. And I don't know who's in charge of the marketing, but they call the shampoo low poo and no poo. It makes me think, like, hey, I'm doing you a special favor by not putting excrement in your hair. Don't you feel special? I think that company needs a new marketing person. Who thinks of no poo and low poo? And then there's this hair dryer that comes with it, and it has a diffusion attachment on it, which is meant to look like a hand, but hands are like enantiomers. They're not perfectly symmetrical unless you put the two hands together. On their own, you have the thumb, which stands out from the rest of it. Well, just look down at hands. Look at pictures of hands if your hands are abnormal. Human hands look a certain way. Well, this is perfectly symmetrical with a long tip in the middle and other tips that are gradually decreasing in size coming off of that. And it's green. It doesn't look like a hand. It looks like a pot leaf. And it just seems overly gimmicky to me. However, they are really good products for hair, for curly hair. And it's a great technique. It's just, who thought of that? Why would they choose to market it that way? Did no one review this, or did they think it was funny? That could be it. If it was a humorous thing, I can see that being the reason. Sorry that panel showed up. I accidentally pressed that with my palm. Alright, time for the foam with all the chocolate on top. Maybe I'll use this pink color. Yes, I will. Because I still need to use white for the highlight of the foam, but the foam is already white, which is why I'm using this very pale pastel pink. And right now I'm just building up the shape, making it look like it matches the background. Well, not matches, but forms a decent composition background. I think that's alright. Okay. White. I'm switching to the stylus. Making foam bubbles. I have this project that I completed today. I now have green triangular zigzag pubic hair. Yay! I had a lot of creative fun with that project. That is not one that I have a video of, but I'm just saying random crap. Don't be afraid to get creative with anything, even pubic hair. It's your life. You want pink braided hair extensions on your pubic hair. Why not? Who cares? Adding foam. And there's, of course, chocolate powder on top of this. And I'm actually going to outline this edge. And this is a lighter chocolate, probably a milk chocolate, hot chocolate. So I'm adding this orangey brown tan color to it. And probably this one as well. Then I'll take the white and go in and break up the shape. There are also some chocolate flakes on top. I will be adding those in. I am really going to try to make time to go to a coffee shop before I go to work because I really want some hot chocolate, or at least a mocha. I live in Seattle, so it's really not hard to get coffee. In fact, it's extremely easy. It's everywhere. It is an accurate stereotype and a good stereotype that Seattle is full of coffee and coffee-dependent people. Okay. Foam. Chocolate foam. Then I'll add some of this to other parts so you can see that it's sprinkled on. Here's the darker brown, which is the main color because it's chocolate. And then this color. I love chocolate yogurt. If you haven't tried it, you should try it because it's amazing. It's like dessert, but it's often low fat or fat free. And I'm not even talking about frozen yogurt, just regular yogurt from the refrigerated grocery aisle. It's just delicious. Chocolate flakes. And this seems to be made with a darker chocolate. We'll go in, add some shading, and then I might add highlights with the tan, or one of the two tans. Because even though it's a darker chocolate, it still has to blend in. And I'll add some small flakes just sitting around. I don't understand why so many people prefer to have marshmallows in their hot chocolate. I tried marshmallows and I did not like them at all. I think they often contain some sort of animal ingredient too, so I wouldn't try them now. But I remember that they did not taste good to me. I know many people like them. Do you like marshmallows? Do you like marshmallows in your hot chocolate? Do you like hot chocolate? Do you like chocolate? Are you allergic to chocolate? That would be so horrible to be allergic to chocolate. That would be like missing out on a pretty wonderful part of life. Not as wonderful as skydiving, but chocolate is delicious. And maybe I'll add some lighter chocolate flakes as well. At this point, I'm just adding details because the drawing is mostly finished. Probably add some more foam. Foam, foam, foam. Foam is a fun word. I want some silly string. Did you do anything for April Fool's Day? I did not. I kind of thought about it and I was too lazy. But pranks are fun. I'm not sure if I mentioned in a previous video or not, but I did put a gross picture on a friend's computer. This is one of the friends for whom I was planning on getting something from Displaying Costume. I think I kind of owe it to him. Because it was gross by most people's standards. I've seen much worse, but I'm on the internet perhaps too much. Is it done? It might be. I think it needs more of the orangey tan. At this point, I'm just trying to balance out the colors. Make it look like a pleasant hot chocolate to look at. I think it is done. No, never mind. Of course it's not done. I need to fix the shadow. It needs to start below the cup and then continue out. Then I have to go back and make it blend. Okay. Done. Cocoa, hot chocolate. Thank you for watching and subscribe. Goodbye.